already know the main topic of this video. We're going to be talking about the Lions hire of Drew Petzing and just the good, bad, and the ugly, the reaction from the media and the fans, and what I think this means for this organization and everything. That's what we're going to get into. Everyone's talking about this, the main subject, for a bit. It's a huge decision that Dan Campbell made, and it's going to have a lot of ramifications. But before we get into today's video, if you think it's a sound and smart idea to drive in Zeeland yesterday in a snowstorm with over 100-car pileup, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. Sometimes being a Lions fan, you could be right next to my house. Also, take that like button with you and let that bad boy get screwed over in the snow. Let's get into today's Lions news. Quick note, sorry I didn't do the game last night. I had no choice. We had a crazy storm in Zeeland. My daughter was having issues with the vehicle, and I had to take care of that, and it's really bad here. We actually had a 100-plus car pileup right next to my house, basically, right there. So we had some crazy weather out there. That's a little bit more important than games. That's why I made my video even later, too, on the Lions hire of OC. But, let's get into it right now really quick. No need for all the fancy graphics, especially in today's video, because it's just one thing here. Oh, I seen the reactions. So first off, what's your reaction? What's your grade? So I haven't even really got into it. A, B, C, D, or F. I'm giving this one, and I want to be 100%. Now, I listen to a lot of commentators. I listen to everybody's take on this, from little content creators to big, to the media, all of that. Now, I want to give you my personal take. This is a decision for Dan Campbell. I think that if it works out great, I mean, look, it's going to be good for this organization, right? It works like a Ben Johnson. He's going to look smart. But if this turns out to not be good, he's on the hot seat. You say, Mike, that's crazy. That's not crazy. We're in a window where you have an opportunity to get this right. And if you get another guy like an Anthony Lynn or a John Morton, a lot of people are going to be looking at you. Are you the right guy to make decisions here? Because this is the most important hire and decision this offseason is to get this right. So this here is a gamble for Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes. If this doesn't work out and we're calling and this offense is cheeks, the hot seat is a real thing. Because you could be a master class in everything that you do in the draft. Doesn't matter if you can't get anything else right. So that's the gamble. Okay, so when I say that's the gamble right there. What do I think of him personally? Oh, well, look, I like the running aspect to his game. That's nice, right? I like the fact that there's play action in there. But what scares me the most, it's not the reaction to any of the media. It's the reaction to Arizona Cardinals fans. They are so ecstatic for him to be gone. That scares the hell out of me. It does. But again, you look at Arizona, they didn't have anything. They love their tight ends. He's Sam Laporta. If you are a fantasy football player, Sam Laporta is going to get a lot of touches, and I expect the Lions to definitely draft a tight end in this draft. Also, free agents from Arizona. Look at that as well, and some coaches. You know how that works. So expect that in the coming months. I don't know if he's going to be good, folks. I don't know. Why I wanted Mike McDaniels, because we knew what he is, right? Innovative. We knew he's great in offense. There's no question mark. Maybe there's a question mark if he would fit in Detroit, but you know that he could bring a hell of a scheme and all that. When you have a new guy, especially somebody with Arizona, in a situation where you have Kyler Murray, Jacoby Brissett, 1 year they do good, but then the rest, they all suck. It's a risk because is it the player or is it the coach or is it both? But then you got to look at like the other takes of Mike Valenti, Mike Payton from A to Z. They like the hire, right? The run first, the play out, and I love run first. That is huge to me. I like the idea of having innovation run game because we can run the football. If you're going to do that, I know James Conner is going to be a free agent. Why would you want to trade David Montgomery if we're going to be a run first team? Doesn't really make sense to me. But if they do trade him, James Conner would make sense as a number 2. Run first team, play action is great. Again, though, we don't know. It's an I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But if this don't work out, folks, there is no excuse. There's no excuse. This offseason has to be a perfect offseason. That's not being, over dramatic. It's not, guys. You've had plethora of candidates, and you hired this guy that no one was really talking about. So it's got to work out. And again, I don't know if it could be the right decision. It absolutely could. Let's talk about things that we are right and wrong about. I'll go with me personally. I thought drafting Sam Laporta, I didn't want to get a tight end there. I thought that was the wrong decision. I was incorrect. 100% incorrect. A lot of the fans didn't like Jahmyr Gibbs. That was incorrect. But then you look at it, a lot of us wanted to get pass rusher, Jared Verse. Or get somebody like Danielle Hunter. So I don't have confidence in our leadership like I used to. And that's the problem. I've lost confidence in the ability to bring in players and coaches after a couple of bad offseason, after this bad offseason, and John Morton and Anthony Lynn. And lack of decisions. I feel like there's been a lack of urgency. That's the word. Urgency. This better be the right decision. I can't tell you either way. I don't know. I'm at the I don't know. Incomplete grade. He could be great. He could be horrible. I'm going to give him a chance because I have no choice. I want him to succeed so bad. I don't have that confidence level like I usually do. And that's because the hires that we've had, even Calvin Shepard, has been underwhelming. Extremely underwhelming. And then come find out there is connections. He's best friend with Ben Johnson and all that stuff. Honestly, for me personally, I'm tired of any connections to, the former staff or current staff. I know that it just gets old. It feels like that we're in a bubble and we just cannot get outside that bubble. And I want us to. So this is a huge, make no mistake about it, folks. If this works out, we got to show some love to Dan Campbell, right? I mean, we got to give this man some praise if it works out. If it don't work out, there needs to be a lot of anger. Because this team is talented. We have one of the best offenses in football. You have to get this right. You have to. He has to work out. If he doesn't work out, I don't know, folks. He's on the hot seat. They're all on the hot seat. We can't just say, well, they did phenomenal in the draft and then just remove everything else that they have done, and vice versa. We have to be balanced here. So I'm going to put incomplete. I don't want to hype it up, and I don't want to poo-poo it. I've seen people just say, oh, it's the worst hire of all time. It's terrible. Man, we don't know that. Ben Johnson, he ended up being pretty good. Dan Campbell ended up being pretty good. You don't know that. That's why I wanted a proven commodity, because I don't know that. But now we're in question mark. And that's a lot of Lions fans' fears. It's my fear. We don't want any more question marks. Last offseason, what did we have? All question marks. DC, OC. Did we do that? And everything that we whined about and cried about was correct. No pass rush. Offensive line didn't do well. The coordinators were cheeks. Do you guys have confidence in the hire? I've lost confidence. But it doesn't mean that this guy's bad nor good. So I'm going to reserve my judgment. It's a cop-out a little bit. It is. Because we don't know. We don't know. I wish I knew. Wish I was Nostradamus. I wish I was Nostradamus. Now, just like Mike Payton said too, and I asked him this question, he answered. Awesome. Shout out, subscribe to his channel, AZ Sports. When they hired John Morton, I didn't like it either. Now, he actually spoke to him. I didn't. But I didn't like the John Morton hire. Just felt off. This is different. It don't feel like it's off and bad. I feel a question mark. I just don't know. I think the offense will be fine. We just don't know. I think my biggest thing, though, with offense is not scheme and not personnel. It's turning it into a machine. No more false starts, holdings, missed assignments, wide receiver in the wrong spot, tight end in the wrong spot. I want a detail offense, seamless. That's what I heard he does bring. So that is a positive, at least for me. I want detail. No more BS. I want detail. So that is a positive, and the run is positive. But hearing what the Cardinals fans say is negative, so we'll find out. But I'm going to reserve judgment. Give me your thoughts, what you guys think.